I'm Kathy, and this is my daughter Emma's story. Emma is a vivacious, spirited, gentle, loving soul. She brightens any room she enters. She's the light of my life. Emma and I both love the beach, so every year, at least twice a year, we would go to California and go to the beach. That made us happy. We're planning to go to Hawaii in June for her high school graduation. We were so excited, and it was just a couple weeks after that she had the reaction to the vaccine. So the trip was canceled.
The course of our life has radically changed. We should have never been here.
She was out of the coma a little bit before we were supposed to leave, and she knew what day it was, and she wanted to know if she was still going to be able to go on the trip. And I had to tell her no.
My name is Emma Berkey. I like to go to the beach. I don't know if you can see my room, but I really wanted to go to Hawaii because we were supposed to go to Hawaii for my senior trip, but I didn't get to go. In March, I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I got it because I work with babies in the nursery and I volunteer there, and then I also babysit, so I'm around babies all the time. It's what I love to do. I didn't want to put the babies in danger. I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because, you know, it's one dose. They said it'd be easy. I had fevers and vomiting, and the doctor said that it was normal, so we didn't think anything of it. On April 2nd, I had a horrible headache. I went to work before because it wasn't that bad. I remember I walked to my car and I just sat in my car, and then I was like, okay, you gotta get home. Like, just get home and then you can lay down. I got home and I had this terrible headache. It felt like my head was vibrating.
That was extremely alarming. I mean, your head shouldn't feel like it's vibrating.
She said we should go to the doctor the next day. And so I went up to my bedroom to go to sleep, and I laid down and I shot up straight away, and I had thrown up all over myself. And my mom came in and we went to the bathroom so in case I needed to throw up. And my mom noticed that I was looking like this way.
Her head started just turning to the side, and her eyes were fixed, and she wasn't responding to me. And there was some blood in the vomit.
And so she thought I was having a seizure, so she called the ambulance, and they thought the same thing, so they took me to the hospital in an ambulance and called a code white.
The doctor came over when we got to the hospital, and he asked the paramedics why they called it as a code white, because he said, I guarantee you she's not having a stroke. And he didn't even get close to her gurney, and then he walked away. So they took her for her MRI, CAT scan, and then about 30 minutes later they came and told me she had a brain bleed. She was having a stroke. We didn't know why, and the doctor said, well, it was just a small bleed. And it's like, okay, well, why is she having a bleed? They told us it was going to be a very long weekend. We weren't really understanding everything that was going on. The second night we were there was awful.
I had 3 brain surgeries. I had a feeding tube put in, a trach tube put in, and they didn't think that I would ever get my trach tube out. And I moved it from my mouth to my throat. You can see the scar here. They said that I had 4 strokes, and I was like, how in the world can a person have 4 strokes and still be okay?
We're so fortunate she didn't die. Every time she does something that she couldn't do before, she hasn't given up.
She was steadily improving. It was just amazing after all of this. I know that it is going to be a wonderful life. she has a spirit and she has God in her and He's healing her, but it is not going to be the life that any of us had envisioned.
I had brain bleeds and blood clots that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine caused. I love babies, and Johnson & Johnson is the baby company. Like, you see it on TV, you see it on shampoo bottles. Like, pretty much anyone who has a baby has used a Johnson & Johnson product. If I had known that this could have happened to me, I wouldn't have done it. And they want people to keep getting it.
You should not be forced to get a vaccine when you don't know what it's going to do to you. We're not going to hold you liable because we just need you to get this out to save people, to save lives. But they are not taking responsibility for anything. No emails from the doctors, no phone calls from the doctors, nor the CDC, no one. She's 18 years old and she should be running on the beach in Hawaii. She should be going to Jonas Brothers concerts and jumping up and down with her friends. She should be going to college, and instead her friends are going to college, her brother's in college. She's going to therapy. She's going to therapy and trying to walk.
I feel upset, sad, and angry. I was going to go to college for child development because I love kids, and now I can't even hold a baby, and I love babies, so it's just kind of hard not being able to do what I love. I would say that I'm disappointed, no matter how cliche that sounds, because I trusted Johnson & Johnson. I thought they at least cared enough about me and my family and people to at least answer their be safe, the thing that they told you to sign up for, to make sure you'd be safe, and they didn't do that at all, and they didn't care.
I just cannot imagine them sitting there living their lives, and I wonder what would happen if it was their daughter.
Seeing her struggle so hard and working so hard just to do the things that you and I just take for granted, like walking, being able to pick up a quarter of a sandwich that she can't do, just sucks.
Our medical bills are humongous. The first bill we received was for $650,000, and they have just continued to pour in since then.
I mean, we're not going to be able to retire. How are we ever going to amass enough money to pay for Emma's health care for the rest of her life?
This is just another challenge that we're facing. Our life's never going to be the same. Her life's never going to be the same. Sorry.
A year from now, I want to walk on the beach with the sand in my toes and be able to hold and play with babies.
I'm holding up because she's holding up. And God's holding all of us up.
I'm Emma Berkey, and I am going to do the things that I want to do, no matter what obstacles stand in my way.